Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And we're going to be talking about The Discovery of Witches. This is a book. It's a trilogy, the Alsos trilogy written by Deborah Harkness. It's been turned into a TV show. It's going to start airing on AMC on April 7th. And we got to see the very first episode, the pilot, at WonderCon today. So this stars Teresa Palmer as Diana Bishop, and it stars Matthew Goode as Matthew Claremont. Oh, I wonder if they cast it. They're like, oh, his name is Matthew. Let's just cast him good. And this, I think I mentioned in like our previous monthly favorites, like I think we did at the end of the year, that I was reading or listening to this book on Audible, and I fell in love with it. I literally was just kind of randomly going through my Audible library and thinking, what book would I want to read? And I prefer fantasy. I just think it's fun to kind of leave the real world and like explore a fantasy world where like witches and vampires and demons exist. So I picked it out and I became obsessed with it. So I was really happy to hear that they are making this TV show. And Teresa Palmer, the first time I ever saw her was in Lights Out, where she played the girlfriend, the lead. And I really liked her in that, so I'm happy that she's playing Diana Bishop. So to give you a little bit of basis is that it is set in modern world, but and there are witches and vampires and demons that exist. But Diana is a witch that does not want to acknowledge her power. She doesn't practice her magic. She doesn't want to use her magic. She just wants to be a normal human. She is an orphan. She was raised by her aunts. Her parents died when she was very little. And because of that, her magic is kind of unpredictable. And she can't really control it. So this whole thing is kind of the self-discovery as far as that goes, and also the relationship between all the different creatures. That's what they call them in the book. The witches, the vampires, and the demons, and they're all after one thing, and that is an old manuscript. It's called Ashmole 182, and no one's been able to find it for centuries, yet Diana was able to call it up in a library. So the book presented itself to her, and now all the creatures kind of are going after her, because why was she able to find this book? What's special about her? So you didn't really know much about this.
I knew none of this. Going in. I mean, Wendy told me a little bit about, this has witches and demons and vampires, and that's pretty much all I knew. And that it was might turn into like a love story or something. I think you said that, but she told me this months ago.
Watch and find out, or read and find out.
I have to admit, this was a fun story to kind of start getting involved into.
Oh, right.
I'm sitting here and going, this is an interesting world, because it is a little bit of a different take on vampires, because, I mean, it's not very...
It's not Twilight.
Twilight, or your stereotypical vampires can't go out during the day. Yeah. What we lurk in the shadow, what we do in the shadows kind of vampire. But, because the vampires are able to walk around, they seem very human, they're out during the day. They don't seem to be like bloodthirsty kind of creatures, but yet it's still this hatred between witches and vampires exists. I haven't found out why yet. And it's just seeming like a really interesting world to kind of dive into and kind of create this whole new story, this whole new universe, in a sense, on how vampires came about and what they're actually like. And I was finding it incredibly fascinating, and they executed it very well. I really got pulled into the characters. Yeah. You kind of do sympathize with the main character, Diana, and the main vampire, and they seem very human. That's the thing, and having it really, you still have a really good connection. Yeah, and they're older too. They're not the younger, like teen angst type of characters that we've seen in the past. Nothing wrong with those if you like them. I read all the Twilight books. I like the first movie. It's fine. But they're older. Diana is a professor, and Matthew is a doctor or a scientist. He was a doctor. Yes. And she was a she's a professor. A professor or historian? Archaeology. No, or something like that. It's not alchemist. Alchemist or something like that. I can't even remember. Alchemy. Yeah, it's alchemy. So I really enjoy seeing this pilot.
they strayed a little tiny bit from the book, but the difference is very subtle. And for a TV adaptation, I can see why they did certain things a different way. But it doesn't take away from the main story. You still have all the characters that you love. Her aunts are still in the show, and it's actually like I love the dynamic already between she had a conversation with her aunt on the phone, and it was exactly as the book described it, and I love that they were like, her aunt is very mad at Diana about what they talked about on the phone. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys because I really want you guys to maybe take a listen on Audible or catch it April 7th when it comes out on AMC. I hope you like it. I really do. I found it really enjoyable. So I guess there you go. That is our non-spoiler review of the first episode of A Discovery of Witches book adaptation. Really, really like it. I'm already itching for the second episode, and it's like makes me sad because
we have to wait so long, and it's on AMC.
Yeah, we don't have AMC. We don't have cable.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That stinks.
Listen to the books again and wish that I had
I might have to jump in on those books because they sounded really interesting.
So good. Oh my god, another thing. Okay, before we end, I wanted to say that I was a little disappointed. I mean, I think it's awesome that we got to screen the first episode at WonderCon, but I thought there was going to be like a panel, like a Q&A with, you know, like the showrunners or the producers or the writers or some of the actors, and after the first episode, they're like, okay, it's on AMC April 7th.
Bye.
And I was like,
wait, what?
Everybody kind of got up, like, and the lights came on, we're all like, what's happening?
Acting like real vampires.
The lights! It's evil! Because we're all comfortable in that dark room, so that was a little disappointing because being at WonderCon, I thought that we were going to get at least like a 15-minute Q&A. We weren't able to get that, so maybe until next time. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Comment below if you have read A Discovery of Witches or if you are interested in seeing the show or reading the book. See you next time. Bye.